Well, guys, man, we was treated to a heavyweight showdown in the WNBA as the New York Liberty went into Atlanta and took on the Atlanta Dream, and they completely put belt to ass, 104-90, on a night where we saw Angel Reese offensively put on another clinic, and she put on an MVP performance. But at the same time, Atlanta Dream's defense was nowhere to be found. They couldn't get stops when they needed to get stops. And this is what I said about the Atlanta Dream. They have some issues they need to clean up because this is a championship aspiration team, and the defense was nowhere to be found. And this is what happens when you play in these title contenders and you start off slow and then you go into the third quarter coming out the gate where teams go on a run and you can't get stops, and then you try to pick it up in the fourth quarter and you still can't get stops. This is what happens, belt to ass every time. And the Atlanta Dream got some issues they need to work out if they want to be a championship team of the WNBA. But we're going to talk about it right after this.
I will talk about. What's up, K-Sap? Yeah. James Ford, that's me. Let me talk to him. Let's get it.
I'm simply ball dropping, simply ball dropping. Chopping up these topics, man, I'm simply ball dropping. Driving coast to coast, making moves, ain't stopping. Driving coast to coast, making moves, ain't stopping. Nah.
Hey, let me put you on game. These other podcasts out here talking that shit, but ain't repping the same. It's my bro K-Sap, chopping up topics for your optics. From politics to your top picks. Tune in, you gotta watch this. Exclusive material for your radio, stereo, pumping high definition. Stop what you doing and listen. We smashing all competition. You better jump on this wave. Somebody pass me a mic, man, I got something to say.
And now, your host of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the man behind the mic, K-Sap.
Well, guys, you know I got something to say, man. Well, the heavyweight showdown between the New York Liberty and Atlanta Dream didn't go the way the Atlanta Dream wanted it to go, as New York Liberty walked into the Atlanta Dream's house and put belt to ass. Now, we got to be honest. There's a lot of things that we can say about this Atlanta Dream team. And it's one thing that has been a consistent and a constant for the Atlanta Dream. The third quarter lets them down every time. But when you got a great defensive team the way the Atlanta Dream have, that's their calling card, their defense. The offense is going to come. But in the third quarter, that's when the New York Liberty separated herself because they won the third quarter 29-20, a 9-point differential. And this is what happens when you play in these heavyweights. You can't come out in the third quarter out of the locker room and let the opposing team get momentum on you. And this is what happens to the Dream every time. And they got to clean that up. Also, they got to clean up this point guard issue as well, because it seems like when Jordan Canada is off and she's struggling and she don't give the team nothing, that's when it's hard for Atlanta to get everybody involved, because when your point guard is not giving you nothing, everybody else tends to just try to get what they can get, and the offense has no flow to it. But Carl Schmecko, he has to do a better job of getting more touches down in the paint and scoring inside before they force it to the outside, because what happens is the Atlanta Dream, they love falling in love with the three-point shot, and I don't want Angel Reese to, start falling in love with the three-pointers. She took 5 3-pointers tonight. That's outside of her character, but I'm glad that, she's taking them. But 5 3-pointers is a little bit much for Angel Reese, because Angel Reese was dominating down on the low post against Jacquel Jones and Breanna Stewart. So you don't have to fall in love with that three-pointer. Keep doing what you've been doing, because you are dominant down in that paint. Now, in the first half, yeah, the New York Liberty kept Angel Reese off the glass, but she picked it up late. And she was the only one that was crashing the boards. And Breonna Stewart and Jacquel Jones was a handful. And then, a couple shots, in the second quarter, the three-pointer before the half, and then the buzzer beater before the half. That gave New York some momentum, coming out the locker room, right? So then you look at Saitu Sababli coming off the bench and dominating with 19 points in 17 minutes. You can't let that happen. The defense was nowhere to be found tonight. Now, make no mistake about it. Angel Reese did have an MVP performance, but everybody else around her struggled. Angel Reese was efficient tonight. She was 11 of 22 from the field. She did have 25 points, 9 rebounds, right? But she needed more help, and she didn't get that help from her point guard in Jordan Canada, which, she played 29 minutes. She only had 3 points. She was 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point range. And Alicia Gray got, started late. She only took 11 shots. She was 7-11 from the field. She had 18 points. And that's what I say about Ryan Howard. She had 24 points, 36 minutes, but she took 13 three-point shots. Ryan Howard, we need you to stop falling in love with that three. Get to your spot, pull up. You got more than just a three ball. And see, when that three ball is not going in early, then you're forcing it. But shout out to the New York Liberty. They playing without Sabrina Ionescu. Leonie Fibich, she was the only starter that wasn't in double figures. Breonna Stewart doing Breonna Stewart thing. She only took 9 shots, but that was attributed to the defense that Angel Reese was playing. But the New York Liberty opened up a can of worms and put belt to ass on the Atlanta Dream, 104-90 in Atlanta. And make no mistake about it, man. It's learning things that Atlanta could learn from this game. But at the same time, the defense failed them tonight. The offense struggled. They couldn't get stops. Everybody for Atlanta was trying to do a little bit too much outside of Angel Reese. I mean, they was forcing shots. It's something that they're going to learn and grow from. But this is what happens when you play these heavyweights, man. You got to have everything intact. But as far as, the Atlanta Dream, no production off the bench. You had something from, Cone. She had 2 points. Okad only had 3. Tina Powell only had 3. But they didn't get that much production. But in a sense, man, let's take a look at the box scores. I know everybody want to see the box scores. So let's take a look at the box scores. You see where New York 104, Atlanta Dream 90. First quarter, New York 21-19. Second quarter, 30-25 because of them 2 late three-pointers with one with 33 seconds left and one with 4 seconds left. And then that third quarter, they got outscored by 9, and that was due because actually the Atlanta Dream outscored New York in the fourth quarter 26-24. Now you look at what Breonna Stewart did in 35 minutes, 19 points. Leonie Fibich, 6 points. Like I said, she was the only starter that wasn't in double figures. Jacquel Jones, a double-double, 16 and 10. She's the Loch Ness monster in there. Marina Johannes, she had 17 points, 5 of 6. They was real efficient tonight. Pauline Astor, 6 of 10. Real efficient tonight because the defense of Atlanta was nowhere to be found because as a team, the New York Liberty shot 54% from the field and 52% from the three-point range. Now you look at Atlanta. Naz Hillman, 30 minutes, 7 points. Angel Reese, 33 minutes, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and 1 block. Like I said, Alicia Gray came on late, 18 points, 7-11 from the field. Jordan Canada flat out stunk it up tonight. They got to get consistent play from that point guard position if they want to win a championship. And then Ryan Howard, like I said, 7 of 18, 5 of 13 from three-point range. She had 24 points. But as a team, they shot 44% from the field. But this is what's alarming. It was 9 of 29 from three-point range, 31%. Stop shooting all these threes. Like I said, the defense was nowhere to be found because the New York Liberty was getting anything they wanted, and they completely dominated the Atlanta Dream. They put belt to ass. You can't slice it or dice it no other way. I mean, this is a learning, game for the Atlanta Dream. When you playing these heavyweights, you got to come to play. You got to put 4 quarters of basketball together. But in this sense, New York Liberty shuts down the Atlanta Dream on another night that Angel Reese puts in an MVP performance. I see everybody in the comment section, #salute. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Oh, yeah, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.